Today we are reacting to Marvel Zombies. What the fuck did I just watch? I saw Marvel Zombies, and I can't say it was pretty. One of those. It was one of those shows where you don't know what to expect for real, but it is kind of cool to see what's going on in the animated version of things. But let's see what he thought about it. This is Zaffy.
This might be the most insane thing the MCU has ever produced. I never thought I would see zombies utilize the full extent of the Infinity Stones. I never thought I would see the magnitude of fights between superheroes in this that I've always wanted to see. Two superpowered Goliaths going at it. I never thought I would see Hulk at his strongest peak.
No, I don't. It's gonna be spoilers in this if you didn't watch it. But bro, Hulk was very surprising in this show. Very, very surprising in this show. I'm not gonna lie. He showed what it takes to have actual aura.
After
in a
10
Marvel
freaking
animation
years.
show.
After going into the quantum realm.
After so long of him not having no aura, he exhibited the most extreme aura we haven't seen in years. We haven't seen aura like this since Tony snapped his fingers and wiped away Thanos' army.
When contracting a virus that spreads across the world, we get Marvel Zombies. A story in which we have our central protagonist, Kamala Khan, Miss Marvel, I think is her name. A lot of people hated the idea of this. Our main characters being a ragtag team of the...
Oh, I remember that photo. I remember this photo. I kind of forgot that. I didn't know who was going to be the leader. I didn't know it was going to be like a lead, but you know, they have to have a lead. But why they chose Kamala for real though? It worked. It worked. It wasn't a problem. It worked for me. I don't have a problem with her being the lead. But I loved how you couldn't really expect any character to really be alive. It felt like an actual horror movie because like don't fall in love with no characters, dude. Like none of these characters you can fall in love with.
Younger generation of Avengers trying to save the old ones.
And the show.
This was cringe to a lot of people. Now, let me tell you one thing about Kamala. I don't dislike her. In fact, I don't mind Kamala, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because unlike the other female characters that the MCU loves to glaze, despite them having no fucking personality and being statues that like to outshine everyone, cough cough, Captain Marvel, cough cough, Valkyrie, Kamala actually has personality. She's like a geek. She's a fan of other heroes like I am. So that makes her a tad bit more relatable and funny and likable. So I'm not going to, on one hand, hate characters like Captain Marvel and Valkyrie, and then also hate characters like Miss Marvel, because those two things don't conflict. Yes, it can be annoying and cringe at times to put them in the forefront, but I didn't mind her. And in the first episode, literally Captain Marvel and Icarus are fighting. Zombie Icarus from Eternals and Captain...
It was so random, bro. It was so random seeing them do that. Like, and you would think like, at first I was like, what if it was like a galactic battle going on and like there was actually people in the sky like actually like trying to like, you know, what if it was something bigger than what we thought it was, like zombies? No, it was actually just two zombified idiots fighting, going back and forth in the sky, like who couldn't speak. Captain Marvel couldn't speak. She was a zombie. I forgot what they said Icarus was, because they said he wasn't zombified, but they said Captain Marvel was zombified. I was like, so why are they fighting if both of them not zombies? But let me see what he thinks.
Marvel are fighting. I never thought I wanted to see this matchup ever. But the moment I saw it, I'm like, yeah, that's a pretty cool ass matchup.
It is.
And that's the thing. This show gives me a lot of very cool matchups that I didn't think I'd see. And then we have the Queen of the Dead. There's going to be spoilers.
Bro, this motherfucker, this lady right here, dude, this lady right here is so annoying. She is so annoying because she's so OP. She is OP. And she has no, like, she don't care about a soul, bro. She don't care, dude. Like, she don't care. It's you know, in WandaVision, she actually was, like, trying to fight for something. Her family. Of course. We get it. Her family, of course. And this, bro, she had no reason to be this evil. No reason. Bro. She quite literally wanted the apocalypse to continue to go on. It was so aggravating, dude. This is not a video for people who didn't watch the show, by the way. If you didn't watch the show, I'm sorry if you watching this, my bad. Don't watch this video if you. I'm gonna put a disclaimer in the beginning. Don't watch this if you didn't watch it already. But bro, Wanda is one of those characters, bro. She is gonna be easily used when the mutants really get there. Whoever gonna like, bro, she is horrible. Like, she is horrible when she needs to be, when she want to be, bro. But Phoenix might combat her if she ever gets her shot in the MCU. But bro, she's horrible, dude. She's horrible. Anyway,
Near spoiler warning, all right? Wanda Maximoff is the key villain of this entire show. Of course she is. Wanda Maximoff is a bipolar, schizophrenic psychopath.
oh my goodness.
And a terrorist. And in every single
Oh my goodness.
every single role she has in the Marvel universe outside of Infinity War and Ultron has been a terrorist. And even in Ultron, fucking she caused everything. Basically, she's controlling all these zombies. Why? Because she wants an army of the dead. Why? Well, something happened in Wakanda. Thanos had the Infinity Stones, all of them, and was ready to use the Infinity Gauntlet and wipe everyone out. Now, this is zombie Thanos. He was defeated by the Avengers, but in turn, the Infinity Stones blew the fuck up. And we're going to get to exactly how that happened because it makes no sense. But they blew the fuck up. And all this energy was released. And Wanda wanted that energy so she could rewrite reality and save humanity from this virus. But in order to maintain and contain this infinite energy before it exploded the entire universe, someone had to absorb it and maintain it. Be like the Atlas holding the world on their shoulders. And that was the Hulk.
Ooh.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Hulk has become Infinity Hulk in Marvel Zombies, containing all the infinite power of the
O.P. O.P. I'm talking about O.P. Nigga stood up like eye glowing, looked up. Thor came. Oh, let me not. Bro, nigga was O.P.
of the
dog.
stones within his body, being an anchor point for that energy. And Wanda Maximoff wants it for herself. So Wanda Maximoff is unleashing her possessed zombie horde to fight the forces of the Avengers to get Hulk's power. That's a fucking pretty cool plotline if you ask me. She needs Kamala Khan. We're gonna get to that.
Look at this ugly. Look at this freaking morsel. Ugh. Look at her. Just disgusting.
Plot point. Let's go through the pros, the highlights of the show. The things that this is what you're watching the show for, okay? Blade. Blade Knight, I guess. Moon Knight, the god possessing Moon Knight.
Yeah,
that was
that was a key thing in the show. He had Moon Knight's the god that was over Moon Knight's abilities. He had him summoned in his body for some reason. I did not know Blade and Moon Knight were that connected. I didn't know. This probably something that came out of the comics, but I'm not really into that type of. I wasn't really into Blade like that, but I just found out. Yeah, this is like real. They actually do this before. They did this before, so you know it was cool though. You know, he had his powers, his intelligence, his abilities to do what he had to do, but he also had the god, and the god helped him like get into certain places that he probably wouldn't have gotten in by himself.
Blade is a badass, and what I love about Blade is you never see him get outshined or neutered by any of the other young dumbass fucking Avengers. He literally puts people in their place. Not only does he kick ass, loads, and he has some of the best action scenes in here, he shows time and time again who's boss. He shows it to Valkyrie. He puts Valkyrie in her place. I fucking love that. He fucking nukes Ghost. Ghost try to fuck with him. He's like, no, fuck this. And he's just a badass. No one can say anything to Blade. He's like Riddick. The way he speaks, his quotes, all of that. He's a fucking badass, and he knows what's coming because he has the power of a god in him now too. Plus being a
Riddick is a good. Comparison.
I want a Blade movie so badly, and I love seeing this dude because is it Mahershala Ali voicing him? I think it might be. I don't know, but this is
Todd Williams as the voice of Blade. Wait, Todd Williams? Why he looked like Mahershala?
It's our first like preview of what Blade could be in the MCU, and it's fucking great. Namor as a zombie in the ocean is a menace. He's a menace to society. He's borderline. He's nigh unstoppable, by the way.
Let me get into it with y'all real quick, bro. OP, dude. He dies. I'm gonna be honest. He dies, of course. OP though. Whole ocean on their ass. Whole ocean.
All our Avengers struggle against his brother in a submarine. He's nuking everybody, ripping people in half, cutting heads off. He's terrifying. I love Namor as a zombie in this. I got to see Thor and Wanda Maximoff fight, two of the strongest Avengers. Yes, the fight could have lasted longer, I guess, but Thor was low-key slapping Wanda up here. And in a live-action MCU movie, the Disney would never allow that. They would have Wanda running circles around this man. But Thor was
I noticed this, bro. They didn't, a lot of the stuff that they won't allow in the movies, they allowed in this show. And it's like, it's kind of a breath of fresh air. It's like, man, like this is what we've been wanting with your movies in a sense. Like, why y'all can't push the boundaries with y'all movies just a little bit? Like, this was good. Like, I get it. Y'all want y'all female characters to be empowered and all, but y'all did the same thing with the show, and it didn't even feel like nothing. It felt normal. With the show, with the movies, it'd be too much. Like, y'all got them, bro, in Infinity, like, what was it, Endgame, when they all had the women come together in a whole group. I was like, bro, like, I get it, but like, it's the fate of the world on our hands. You got these a group of women trying to act like they like y'all just do what y'all gotta do, dude. Like, it was annoying. Like, now that I think about it, it was kind of funny thinking about, like, remembering that, like, there was an entire scene during the battle of Endgame, where the end battle, where all the women came together, walking up on some slow mo shit. We get it, it's a movie and all, but we niggas out here dying. Like, niggas need y'all help. And y'all trying to look cute for the camera. Like, bro, get to work, bro. This army about to ravage the earth for the second time, dude. What y'all doing?
He whooping her up before he lost and turned into a zombie, but whatever, that happened off screen. We don't acknowledge that. But they were fighting, bro. They were literally shooting each other into ceilings and shit. Thor was getting the better of all. Bro, Thor was nuking everybody. When you see Thor go off in this, it's badass. It's hype. Okay, look at that. Where has this Thor been? Love and Thunder, my ass.
Look at that diamond, boy. Look at that diamond. Look at that diamond, though. Look at that boy. We missed you, dude.
And then Zombie Thor. Don't even get me, bro. When Zombie Thor comes down, when Wanda possesses Zombie Thor,
I knew she
it is
got
one
him
of the
too.
coolest like entrances I've ever seen in the MCU, especially with that hammer of his and his red eyes. God damn. We're gonna get to what happened directly after that scene, okay? Valkyrie is way more likable in animated form than she is live action. Thank God, because Tessa Thompson's performance actually ruins this character.
I love Valkyrie in every adaptation, though. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know. She wasn't. I think the only problem with her came in Love and Thunder, where she was just like a comedic relief too much. But she was okay. Every adaptation I can remember. I don't remember her being in Endgame either. I'm probably mistaken. She was in Endgame. But yeah, I don't really remember it like that. It wasn't really memorable too much because she was only in the second half. She was only in like the last half of the movie. But she was always like okay with me. I didn't really think none of her. But in the show, the Marvel Zombie show, she was good.
I think she only voiced her, but the way she's written, she respects Thor as the king. She doesn't try to gloat and outshine people, and is not this stoic, non-personality having fucking weeping angel statue. No, she's chill. Yeah. She's cool. I actually like her. She's like a better version of what she was in Ragnarok. Hulk, otherwise known as Infinity Hulk, having all
Watch the show. Even if you finna get spoiled, bro, watch the show, bro. Just watch it. You gonna be like, wow, where have you been all my life, buddy? Where have you been all my life? We've been missing you, dog. Oh my goodness. Please, somebody gotta become an Infinity, like, somebody has to become like an Infinity holder in like a live action movie before this phase of Marvel ends, because you become so OP, bro. You don't even speak. You just do. Like, he was just like, he was incredible, bro. He was incredible.
all the power of the Infinity Stones. Now, he should be way more powerful than he was in this show. We're going to get to that. This is the first time Hulk has been badass since Thor Ragnarok, which came out in 2017. I think that's 7-8 years ago. Bruh. We missed you, my man.
Bro.
And granted, you don't really see Bruce Banner or the Hulk's personality. This is just Hulk with the Infinity Stone.
Yeah, all
powers
you see is like Bruce. Like you see Bruce for a little while. You do see him, but like very very short. Like I'll say like 10 seconds. It's him walking into the Infinity whatever was going on. He walks into it, and he turns to the Hulk, and then the Hulk just survives it and just.
Bro, he one-shots Abomination and an army of zombies. There's a bunch of giant zombies that try to step on him. He literally whips their throats out. Like,
dude,
this is what I want to see.
dude.
I want to see, but this is like the closest I ever saw to World War Hulk, except the zombie form. I fucking love this. You got to see Zombie Thor and Infinity Hulk fighting. And Infinity Hulk breaks his face. Remember.
Oh my God,
zombies,
yeah.
they still have all their superpowers. They're still as strong. I think they're as durable. I saw Captain Marvel and Icarus fight like they would normally, so I would assume they are. Hulk breaks his face.
Oh my goodness.
It's amazing. I got to see shit I'd never imagined seeing in live action. I gotta thank this show for that, man. And again, I think Miss Marvel, despite people hating it, I think she's a good protagonist. There's a couple things that don't make sense with her, though, at the end. We're gonna get to that. But she's also OP as fuck, by the way. We need to get this out of the way. She's one of the most powerful Marvel heroes ever. Mm-hmm. She saves the main team of heroes multiple times with her energy.
I still don't understand how. Her powers are cool and all, like with the energy shit, but I don't understand how she's the most powerful ever. Like, we just had Icarus and Captain Marvel fighting until the death. They were fighting for 5 years. 5 years. I'm pretty sure she would have been dead by then, even if she was zombified.
Projection powers with her freaking amulet or whatever. Like, that amulet's open. She's like Green Lantern. She's like literally has Green Lantern's powers. Oh. Baron Zemo is in this, and he's basically hijacked the raft. You know that prison in the ocean for superheroes? He hijacked it and turned it into a submarine that humans can survive on while zombies are wrecking havoc over the lands. Like, it's crazy. And there's a fucking underwater fight where zombie Atlantis comes and attacks their ship, led by Namor. It's awesome. Red Guardian and Captain America fight. It's awesome. There's a lot of death. Hawkeye Jr. Haley Steinfeld gets obliterated in the first episode. Yelena sacrifices herself. Her mother dies. Like, bro, a lot of people die. Blade gets incinerated by Thor in this. Yeah. Only 4 episodes. You could have used a 5th, but short and sweet. Didn't overstay its welcome.
It was 4.
I gotta give it credit.
It was good.
I enjoyed it. This is not
we're
having episodes for filler and making this a 13, 15 episode season. No. There's no filler here at all. We're going from one point to point A to point B as fast as we can. We're getting.
The one thing about it is it was all 30-minute episodes, so you had to really it was just like, it wasn't fast paced. It didn't feel too fast. It didn't feel too slow. But bro, like every 30 minutes, it was like kind of like, I'm glad they released it all at once. I don't know if they released it all at once, but I watched it all at once. I could not take a break, bro. I just kept watching it through and through, bro. It was so good, bro. The last episode, it was the shortest one, but bro. And I don't know, the ending was kind of like, it ended on a like, it wasn't a cliffhanger, but it was like one of those endings where, dang, still didn't win. It was like Infinity War.
Right to the point.
Still didn't
There
win.
are some plot holes and things that just don't make any fucking sense. And they have to be mentioned. It's an animated thing, so we can give more leeway to it than live action.
I
Because
don't
live
have
action
I don't
would
really
have way
have
more
no comments
problems, but you can't ignore these, okay? Now, the main team of heroes that are going up against the zombies, a lot of people hate the fact that we have the leftovers of Marvel rather than the OG Avengers, or the cool ones, right? Now, I don't mind Miss Marvel or Yelena, but Shang-Chi's team has a lot of annoying people in it. There's one dude who just makes jokes insufferably, and I'm so glad he got his ass whooped and died.
Yeah, he did die.
And you have his friend. I don't know why his friend. You know Shang-Chi's friend, the chick from his movie?
Yeah.
Why is she even in this?
She was
Get her
building
out.
his freaking rings. Like, so anybody could be a 10 ring holder? That's crazy. That's crazy. I was like, wow. So he taught her how to do it, or she learned how to do it herself. So what's the point of him? All he could do is just have the powers. All he do is could fight without the rings. She held the rings down, dude. They could have called her Shang-Fi or
Not
something.
like she's not
Shang-Chi and Shang-Fi.
annoying to the point where she ruins the show or anything, but you couldn't find any. You couldn't have a Guardians of the Galaxy person in here instead. You couldn't have Peter Quill or Rocket.
Yeah, nobody in
Really?
the Guardians of the Galaxy was in this show.
I really would have loved to see more OG Avengers. Like, Hawkeye is a zombie in this, Captain America is a zombie in this, I get it. But the only character from this team that really stood out to me is Blade. I would have loved to see other characters, like more of actual Doctor Strange, not whoever the fuck they use. They use Scott Lang's head with Doctor Strange's cape. Okay, I haven't seen all of what.
And they don't tell you why he's in a vat of a freaking container with his head in there. He show up like that. He was fighting with Spider-Man. Him and Spider-Man and Black Panther was fighting against Thanos, and he was already in the container. So what was the point of that? Why was he in there? I had to look it up, and they said that Vision. Well, Scott was already turned into a zombie, but Vision saved him, but he could only save his head or something like that. And so when they saved his head, they put his head into a container, and I think Vision sacrificed himself to save Scott Lang or something like that. But you have to look it up online. And I was like, why they couldn't explain something like that in the show? But you got to see, like, it's it's like the pacing isn't fast, but the pacing keeps going. They don't have no time to really do no explaining into why people do the things that they did or look the way they look. You don't even know why. You don't even know why Black Widow not there, do you? You don't know why she's not there, because if this was post Endgame, then Black Widow would still be there, because this is only. Oh man, is it post Endgame? A lot of characters weren't here. You know, a lot of the big ones that weren't here, and there's a lot of shit that he'll talk about it probably. But
So
there's a lot of
things
shit
I'm missing, but I think we needed more familiar faces than just fucking Shang-Chi's two random friends. Spider-Man's barely in this. He's promoted a lot in the trailer. You see him wielding Stormbreaker. You see him ripping off a bunch of zombies' heads. Those scenes are in the show and they're cool, but they're like the only major action scenes he has. I wish we had more of them, and I get it. Tom Holland isn't back to voice him, so
Holland not there.
Maybe that's why they didn't use him as much, but would have loved to see more of him. And I don't think the show
But it was good,
realizes
though.
how
Spider-Man was
strong
good.
the gauntlet is or how strong the Infinity Stones are. Thanos has the gauntlet, and because he's a zombie and doesn't have a fucking brain that works properly, he's not able to use and focus the gauntlet and use his full power. But then he starts learning, and T'Challa sees this. There's a point where he has all the stones and he goes full Infinity Gauntlet mode, and basically the way they defeat him makes no sense. Basically, there's a hole drilled into the vibranium core of Wakanda. A lot of energy down there. So T'Challa, using his kinetic energy burst from his suit, runs at Thanos, hits him, and the kinetic energy bursts Thanos into the hole, and Thanos just falls and dies, and the Infinity Gauntlet breaks and the gems explode and causes a wave of energy. It doesn't make any sense. First of all, this dude just took Stormbreaker to the chest.
Yeah.
You're not going to convince me that T'Challa solo was able to push him down into that core and stop him from jumping up or leveling up. Like, Thanos is just falling like this, powerless. Makes no sense. This guy just, by the way, wiped the floor with Thor and Rocket Raccoon and Groot. He falls into the vibranium core.
How the fuck this? How did he become a zombie though? Was he? Even if he was already dead, how did he die? Because the only way Thanos died is if the first time Thanos died was in Endgame, where he was a little skinnier after snapping the Infinity Gauntlet already, and they found him when he was like weak and dying, and they chopped his head off. That's how they killed him. But in the show, he was a full body Thanos, looked like nothing really happened to him for real, and it only looks like a zombie bit him. It looked like he was a zombie for a while, because like his body was all like messed up and like a little zombified. But it's not like, how did he become a zombie? Like, how did he let that happen? I get it was a plague, but was it a sickness? Was it like, I don't know. It's just, it's confusing.
Which I guess incinerates Thanos' physical body and then breaks the gauntlet, and the Infinity Stones collapse and explode. And the power is absorbed by Hulk. How it's absorbed by Hulk, I mean, I know the radiation for them is gamma, but it's not explained how any of this occurs. To the point where I'm like, this kind of makes the fucking fights in Infinity War pointless, because like this is the easiest way I've ever seen Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet be wiped out. I get it. He's a zombie. He's not focused, but he's learning. He's getting smarter within minutes of this fight. It just didn't make sense. And then Hulk. Infinity Hulk should not have a problem or break a sweat against anyone that Wanda is throwing at him. Wanda sends her horde of zombies at him. She has Asgardian ships firing on him. She has giant people jumping on him. Hulk is wiping the floor with them, but Hulk is also getting wounded and slashed. And he's to the point where he has to kneel down in pain. I'm like,
he was OP, but he still was getting like, he was still getting damaged, which was like a little annoying as you're watching it. I forgot about that. But you do get a little annoyed because why is Hulk needing these fourth fucking bench warmers coming out of nowhere to fucking protect him? It's like, and then he takes a knee the whole time while they fight for him. It was like, bro, why are we not using this guy to his fullest potential again?
bro, you are literally the Infinity Stone's essence in one being. How the fuck are you not easily wiping the floor with all of them? Wanda, I get it. She's a reality warper, but you can't wipe the floor with anything else. You can't take any of these shots. Like, people will say, okay, well, Hulk is holding the power of the stones, but he's not using it. Bullshit. He's literally one-punching everybody. MCU Hulk normally cannot do that. This guy's not one-punching Abomination and breaking Thor's face with a punch. I'm sorry. Clearly, he's using the power of the stones. And speaking of that fight, I love the fight between him and Thor, but Thor is easily able to stab his body. How? How are Thanos and Hulk, when getting the full power of the gauntlet, how are their bodies even taking damage at all? Especially Hulk, who's absorbed it all.
That's why I like watching his videos, because you forget about why the show had a lot of problems. But, yeah, Hulk was OP, sure enough, but there were certain things in the plot where they had to make him wounded, and they had to, give him a little weakness for some reason. Even though he had the Infinity Gauntlet, not even the Infinity Gauntlet, the Infinity Stones embedded in his body. Dude, he was the essence of the Infinity Stones. But he still took a lot of damage from people that were really powerful. But I like to blame it on the fact that they are zombies, so they don't really feel too much pain in my head. But still, like, they shouldn't be beating your ass when you have the infinite power that you have to change reality, to mess with time, to deal with the mind. It's a lot of powers that he have now that he should be using. Hulk should be a force to be reckoned with for something far worse than just Wanda. But they had to use the plot. They had to make the plot something like, it felt contained. You know how some things, like, it felt really contained. Like, it wasn't like he was like a universal threat at that point, the Hulk. Like, it wasn't like he was an infinite universal threat that only Galactus or somebody could take out a Celestial. No, he was a contained threat for Wanda. He was only contained with the Infinity being embedded to his body. Like, at this point now, he was contained. He wasn't like super duper, like, you couldn't take him out with 5 Wandas or nothing like that. He could take him out with 1 Wanda and the Thor in this show. And it was like, why you won't make him a little bit more, it's animation, dude. You should have, it's no budget. How much does it cost to, like, bring in a huge threat to try to take out the Hulk too, or something like that? But I get it, and I also don't get it at the same time. I more so don't get it, to be honest with you. I don't know why Marvel, like, limits their most powerful character to date, in my head, the Hulk. But they limit him a lot, and it's very showing.
Now, granted, Hulk beats his ass easily afterwards, but it just doesn't make sense. He shouldn't struggle with any of these idiots.
He shouldn't.
I love seeing Hulk wipe the floor with all these morons, dude. But the fact that he's taking damage doesn't make sense. Now we're gonna get to the ending. Wanda has a goal. She wants to rewrite all of reality, and she needs Kamala's help to do it. For some reason, she needs Kamala. Why? I don't know. I think I might be missing something. I don't know if Kamala is like a secret god or whatever, or maybe it's her bracelet or whatever, but Wanda needs to grab her hand and I guess share the power of the Infinity Stones that they're absorbing from Hulk's body to rewrite reality. But why Kamala? I feel like there's stronger bodies that you could use, like Thor.
She could have used Thor. She could have used
Spider-Man.
Blade.
Like, I don't understand why Kamala. Is it just because of her bracelet and the energy? She's obsessed with Kamala, like she was with America Chavez. But America Chavez had an ability that made sense, right? She can go from universe to universe. Kamala just has like energy projection ability. I don't know. Maybe Kamala is more powerful than I think. But so Wanda wins, which I give the show props for making the villain win at the end. But like, Wanda claims that she's saving everybody from the zombie virus. But when she grabs Kamala's hand and then they basically rewrite all of reality, this entire universe is replaced and destroyed and replaced. Kamala wakes up to a virtual simulated reality that Wanda's created, similar to that town that she took over, where her life is completely normal here. Everything's back to normal. She's with her friends. But then the simulation wears off and she starts to see what reality really is. And there's still a zombie war happening. And this is like a simulation Wanda's created for her. So Wanda Maximoff basically didn't do anything. She made everyone zombies, I guess, or because you see Riri Williams and Haley Steinfeld's Hawkeye fighting zombies, so everything's the same as it was. So what did Wanda actually do? And why does she want the world to be zombies? Why not rewrite it? Like,
it's so confusing, bro. Because the people that were dead before she touched Wanda's hand were somehow still fighting zombies. Like, what did she do? Like, I don't understand, like, what was the point of her, like, touching you? What was the point? But I guess she needed to, I feel like, in my head, I believe that it was all a simulation at some point. It was all, like, Wanda already in her head. She just needed Kamala to, like, succumb to her mental game. Like, she needed her to succumb to it so that she wouldn't be a threat anymore. Because in my head, at some point she already knew that Kamala was gonna do something like before, which is why I feel like she went back and she has the Infinity Gauntlet powers, right? So what if she somehow went back in time, changed reality, went back again, changed reality again, and then did some other shit with the mind? It's like she could have did a lot of stuff with that Infinity Gauntlet that Hulk wasn't doing. You feel me? So like, when she finally touched Wanda with all of the Infinity powers that she had from, you know, doing what she did to the Hulk at the end, she did things with the Infinity Gauntlet that Hulk didn't do. Like, cause it shouldn't make sense, bro. The Infinity Gauntlet doesn't make sense. Like, it's senseless powers, bro. It's senseless. It's no sense to it. You could change reality. You could change the mind. You could change time. You could change power. You could change all. You could change reality. She did that at the end of the show by having Kamala mentally somewhere else while something else in reality was going on in a different time. But Hulk just had it in his body, just chilling with it, bro. Just trying to stand up there the whole time, bro. Hulk literally was standing up the whole time for days, bro, while they were trying to get to the Hulk, bro. He was just standing up there until the army came and then he started fighting. Come on, bro.
what the fuck does Wanda get from a world? Maybe it's her zombie brain, maybe the virus infected her brain and she wants everyone to become zombies, but from the looks of what happened, the world hasn't changed much. Kamala's in a simulation, and then she wakes up in the simulation and sees Riri Williams and is back again. So I'm like, what did Wanda actually do? If anything, she didn't do anything. And why does Wanda benefit from a world full of zombies? Do you guys understand? By the way, let me just say this: Wanda Maximoff is still hot in animated form, okay? But do you guys are getting my point about Wanda Maximoff? This woman is mentally ill. Every time we see her do villainous shit, it doesn't make any sense.
Something wrong with her, dude.
Her motivations are...
She depressed. She got anxiety. She got something going on, dude. I get it, but like, Brody, you just causing too much problems, dude. Somebody got to put her in her place, dude. Bro, we need Phoenix. We need the Phoenix Force to come do what they got to do. Like, we need the mutants back, bro, because she the only mutant that's really OP right now. Is she a mutant? Yeah, she a mutant. She got the whole Marvel Universe Messed up. Now wait until the mutants get there, dude. Oh, she.
Or R word. Like they're stupid.
Wait until
You want
the
to rewrite
mutants
reality and
get
save
there.
everyone, so you're gonna make the world the same or even more zombies? Like, why, Wanda? Why? I don't know. Maybe we need a season
I
2.
I understand what
It's probably what we need, but like, I just don't get it. Would I miss something? I don't know. I don't understand why? So that's all I have to say about that. Like, I don't understand. I feel like those potholes like really confuse the fuck out of me. Like, how are the Infinity Stones so fucking pathetic in this, and the wielder of the stones is so pathetic, and why is Wanda doing anything like this at all? And why did she need Kamala of all people? You guys don't know what I mean? This is the problem when you try to make main characters like Kamala in there, right? Because then you try to give them more importance than they normally would have, and that can annoy a lot of fans. But like, I like Kamala and all, but I just don't see why Wanda needed her. So yeah.
Like I said, I believe the zombie Wanda was just pure witchcraft, just pure witch. So she had a lot more brains. She had a lot more less compassion, less empathy than the Wanda that was human. Because Wanda, when she was human, had a lot of empathy. She had human emotions. The Wanda that was zombified had less empathy, less emotions. She was dead. It was just pure witch in her. So when she finally got that Infinity Gauntlet, she used it to her fullest potential. She used it to its fullest potential. The Hulk, on the other hand, he was just a Hulk. You know, he don't know what the fuck to do with that type of power. He just if you watch the show, he stood there for days, bro, just sucking up the power. That kind of was pissing her off. The zombified version of Wanda, it was pissing her off. She could really use that. I believe that what she did when she finally got the Hulk, she really was just using it, and it felt like it was instant to us, but it was more so like she was just really exercising that shit for however long she exercised with it, and she did something that was really confusing to the outside looker, and she confused Kamala. She needed Kamala because Kamala had the willpower to really try to take everything down and really change things. That's why she needed that willpower to be, you know, distracted in another reality, and it worked out. It worked. I personally loved it. It was good, but it take a lot of thinking to really think like what really happened at the end. Because if you was just a casual watching it, you'll be like, bro, what? That's how it ends? Like, I get it. But if you somebody who think about it like differently, you'll see like that witch kind of like used the Infinity Gauntlet for what it was supposed to be used for. That's all it was. But anyways, that's the video. Y'all watch Marvel Zombies. It's worth the watch. Even if you could do if it was spoiled or not, it was worth the watch. You just see how everybody dies, see how everybody transport themselves in the show. Like, subscribe, comment. I will be back. Thank you for watching. Peace.